Alright, let's have a good old talk about Shadiversity and his attempts at being a carny on the internet for heat, even though he knows he can't draw dimes. First, I'm gonna learn you guys something. Have you ever heard of someone being called a Genetti? Well, it's like a pro wrestling lingo. Well, if you're like a fan of it. And you're gonna learn what it is today because Shadiversity, kissing AI as much as he loves to do, makes him the Genetti. But what's a Genetti? So, in the late 80s, there was a tag team in WWF called the Rockers. Now, I'm going to show you a picture of these two with no context. Really look. Which one do you think is the superstar between them? Now, if you said this one, you're going to be wrong. Now, what happened is that the two split up. Shawn Michaels became one of the most famous WWF stars of all time. Meanwhile, Marty Jannetty disappeared into obscurity. Also, to draw dimes means to draw a crowd, draw attention. It means that you're like a hot asset, right? So we're going to give you one example. So I'm going to give you guys an example. Here is like a semi-funny 4chan thread that kind of really goes over it perfectly. Now I'm going to turn off my model so you guys can see this, okay? Now it goes, who is the Michaels and who is the Jetty? Who is the Genetti between Lugia and Ho-Oh? And it goes, Lugia got her own movie. OP, the eternal Genetti for still caring about a children's video game in 2025. And he goes, Ho Eddie never drew a ding-dong diddly dime. Luigi Michaels is over on this board. This is also true. Ho-Ho was only in the first episode and then no dimes movie a decade later. Here's another one. When Ho Eddie gets a full poster of the pay-per-view to himself after a heel turn, we'll talk. Did that dimeless shitter Ho-Oh ever get a movie? Luigi? I don't even know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. It's like Luigi? Luigia? Okay, it's Lugia. Lugia doesn't shine or sparkle. Ho-Oh shines and sparkles. That Pokemon booker fucking sucks at creating good storylines. For both legendary workers, isn't the Pokemon's problems its shitty booking. It's so bad it killed Pokemania. Ho-Oh is the clear Genetti, even though the gold version had a cooler looking cartridge. Lugia was meant to be the designated equal but jobber, but Lugia organically got over with fans and surpassed it. So now it's time to test your skills between these two. Who is the Michaels and who is the Genetti of this iconic duo? Yes it is. It's Shadiversity. Now, during the Studio Ghibli trend, he posted a Stable Diffusion generated generic-ass version of Princess Mononoke and proves how little he actually knows about animation, art, and everything around the industry compared to Jazza. So he's busy online being the feral Genetti mode, full of jealousy for his brother. So let's look at the thread, because this is just really fun for me. And we're gonna react to his little thing where he talks about AI. Okay, so here's the first post that he made. Wow, it looks even better than the plain Ghibli styles. Most haters assume dedicated AI artists are not artists and can't draw or have any skill in the traditional artistic mediums. They say pick up a pencil without realizing I've drawn most of my life. Although it's a hobby, I don't consider myself anything special as an illustrator. It just turns out I can actually draw to the equivalent level or higher of most of these critics that say I'm not an artist. They say you're not an artist because you're a grifter. But then I use AI tools to finalize and enhance. Well, we already know what he does. Okay, so we're gonna look. We're gonna look now. All right. Oh, I should turn off my model. All right, let's look. So he's gonna show us him drawing, and then he makes this ugly ass shit over here on this side. You can even see. Look at it. Like the belt is on the belt. The thing this here on her chest is bad. This armor is terrible. There's so many issues. She's actually, ooh, God, Lord. Her finger is missing right here. That's holding the thing, and the braid is tied with her hair at the end, which is, I don't know what that is. But over here, look, you can see right here. He actually, oh, I see what it happened. Because he drew the finger over here cut off, it literally cut it off over here because it's supposed to be over. So she looks like she's missing one of her knuckles because he hid it, but he didn't hide it properly. So he's busy drawing this here. And I don't know, you know what? Like, I never said not Jazza. I never said that he was a bad artist. Well, let's look at this real quick. Did you guys want to? Okay, so I have a special skill. I don't know if you guys have this skill, but like I can tell when people have like people who are related, like what things make them related more than just looking at them. Like Jazza and Shadiversity have the same hands. Did you guys notice that? But anyway, look at this style here. This is like very peak, like early 2000s art. So I feel like after the 2000s is when he stopped drawing. So now he's done. And here's where he fixes it after he scanned it, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty good at drawing braids. And look at this. This actually, he cleans this up and it looks real good. And he lays down the colors and then he puts it in Stable Diffusion. We don't need to watch you do this. Look, he's just going to generate it a bunch. He puts, you know what? I want to see what's in his prompt. Let's look. Let's see what's in his prompt. Babes, the stables, yogis, PDF negative. Oh, he's using Pony. I know you guys don't know what that is, but Pony is like, oh, let me put my model back on. Sorry. Pony is like the one that everyone is using now because people were like making pony avatars using it, and then it turned out somehow to be really good for making other creations. So now a lot of people just use Pony. Anyway, let's see what is in his negative. Grayscale, ugly, hair on face, low res, blurry, fat, high contrast, oversaturated, glossy. Watermark, signature, username, artist name. Just wants to make sure that the artist name doesn't come up on the lower left-hand corner, am I right? So let's look. So he generates. Now, like, the thing is that this is a really weird pose. Like, his pose work is bad. Like, what should have been here is, like, this leg here should have been more forward, and this foot should have been, like, curved down here. Let's see. Look at that. Okay, so now he's fixing the background with in painting. Boring. Look how boring. He could have learned how to do this in reality. He could have learned how to do this. Like, it's basically fixing and then regenerating. And at that point, like, this is not his art anymore. This, whatever he's doing now, is not his art. Look at that. He thinks he's fixing it, but in reality, he's making it worse. Like, he can't even tell the things that's actually wrong with it. We can skip around this. Well, we don't need to watch every single thing. Look at, now he's in Photoshop. Oh, he's using generative AI in Photoshop to try to fix even more problems. Oh, I see. This is where that got wrong too, and he just left it. At this point, is he even like... I feel like he's wasting time trying to fix all of the problems wrong with it. Like, he should have known something was wrong with this. Like, it's clear that the AI he's trying to fix is not working like he thinks it does. Look at this. It's like 5 minutes. It's like taking so long. Like, the finished result. Like, look at that. Let's look. This. He doesn't even... Did you guys notice that he never draws the fucking eyes? And this looks weird because it's like, I don't think that I feel like the angle is so bad here too. Oh wait, look at this. Watch. Look, see this? It does the tangent thing where the light is coming from behind, and also here, like, the sun is down here, but it's literally supposed to be probably over here. But this is like a dawn, sunset, something. It has light problems. I wouldn't say this is something to be, personally, I wouldn't say this is something to be proud of. That even the hair looks fucked up. Like, look, all the work that he did to try to make that work, it looks like shit now. But I think it's because he's not, I don't want to be mean. I think it's because he is not far enough in his artistic journey to see the problems that are wrong with AI. I don't think he can see them because he can't see the problems in his own work. I also want to talk about this image right here. The AI version looks better, and crying about it won't change that. This is not prettier than this. These two are separate things. One, this character is not on model. It's missing things. And two, this just, how to put it? This is like homogenized, super hyper realistic, beautiful, big titties. Like, it doesn't make her look like a wolf girl. Like, she doesn't look like a wolf girl. She looks like, oh my god, it looks like what you would imagine. Those like romantic, like Wattpad. I'm a wolf girl raised by wolves, and I'm dangerous but sexy. That's what this is. That's what this is. This is the most boring looking shit I've ever seen. And on this side is on model, obviously. And on top of that, this can be very expressive. This will be the most boring expressiveness ever. It'll have the expressiveness of a fucking toaster, because that's what it is. Now let's read what his thing says here. The art style, the Ghibli art style, is just plain uninspired, and the actual reasons behind people love it is because of the quality of the stories the style has been attached to, and the fluidity and the details of the animation it appears in, not the style itself, which is totally wrong, because the thing is this is how we prove that Shadiversity knows nothing. A lot of 70s anime fucking looks like this. It looks like this. You know what? I'm going to show you guys right now. Let's look. Sorry, my bad. 1960s and 1970s. So look at this. This is not Studio Ghibli, but kind of looks like it. Some of this could pass as Studio Ghibli. Some of it. Because it just has that style. Like, look at this. Right here. Like, even here when you look at, like, Speed Racer. Speed Racer kind of looks like that. And, like, look right here. Look at this. See this character here? This could pass. Look. There's Lum. There's just so many animes that could just pass off as stuff from, like, so, look at this. This is Lupin the Third. Some of them could even pass for Lupin the Third. This too. This is someone drawing in the 60s anime style. Like, some of this looks like it belongs. It's also about the animation and the stories. Yes, those things matter, but these are like great works of art. And the only reason they can do that is because they have some of these simple designs. Like, he tries to prove his point here by using different types of designs of redrawn Studio Ghibli stuff. Like, look at this. This is from Castle in the Sky. This is Howl. But look how... But you couldn't animate this. This is too detailed. Where's the other one? You couldn't animate this. This is the real still. And this is something... Like, you couldn't have these, like, half small shadows. You can't do that. Not in animation. I love this. Look at this. This person's comment here. It says, "You're wrong about this, and Princess Mononoke one is such a terrible example, and it makes me doubt that you've ever been correct about anything." And here's someone who is just... I don't know if you guys can hear my cat snoring, but my cat is snoring. Anyway, Shad, my man, I'm someone who believes AI can be used as a tool, but the images that you're showing have issues that any professional can spot. I don't think it's evil. I just not a good way to show that. Love you to death, Shad, and definitely not an AI hater, but you're arguing something subjective here. Looks better is an opinion. Take video games. One might look realistic than the other, with better graphics and higher detail, but to some, the retro aesthetic looks better. Show them in motion. Oh, and look. Okay, look. This is an example. Now look how detailed this is. See all this? Now look what's actually moving in this scene. It's literally just 2 fingers. And this here. That's it. Nothing else. Hyper detailed. Things are barely moving. Look. This is a static image, except with right here. And this here. And this here. And that's it. Look. Piston going up and down. And that's it. And this is just a fan moving. And this is just shivering with that. And this is just a finger. That was probably more detailed. And there's this right here that's literally just that. Fan things moving. Like, he's not really making a case using that anime. But I did want to say what he said here. I could have proved my point easily with examples from superior traditional art styles, but using AI art triggers so many people. It's hilarious because so many of you people think that AI art is evil, and it must never be acknowledged to have any quality at all, especially when compared to the sacred cow that is Ghibli. Like, the thing is, Shad, is that you're doing this, like, Feral Janetti-ass shit in an attempt to draw dimes to you, and you're not getting the right audience because, like, you want to be an artist so bad. Like, not just any type of artist. You want to be what you think AI art is. You want to be like a Sakimi-chan. You want to be admired for your work. But no one's admiring your work for what it is. And he can't, like, take anything... like, he doesn't understand how anything works. Like, he goes, depends on your metric for better. You cannot animate the right version the way you can the left. Even if it was a full 3D rig, the right side will not deliver the same motion that the left does. And for someone who isn't an artist or knows how animation works, the right is better because people associate detail with better, but that isn't the case. If you zoom out, detail is lost on the left, but you can still make out the characters. On the right, things blend together and become less clear. You also cannot depict squish and squash exaggeration on the right one the way you can on the left. The human brain won't let you do it and maintain the quality because people would mock and not touch it. But because of the lack of detail on the left, you can always get away with far more. The two are completely different and deserve completely different purposes, and comparing them like this is silly. He goes, thanks for your thought, Savvy, but AI will enable people to animate the one on the right just as well as the one on the left. And it's like, you know what, I'm going to look into these comments, because he's an idiot. Well, what are the comments here? He's got 40 comments, and he goes, the point of reference I was making is the general quality. Like, he doesn't know what quality is, because even in his own images, he cannot understand quality. And he goes, you missed the point. A simplistic style is easier to manipulate in terms of what you can get away with. You like a oh, he's going to say what I was going to say, so we'll just let him say it. You like a fundamental understanding of art in that regard, and a machine can't replicate the why, which leads to the shit visual outputs and the very samey stuff. The detail on the right gets one into the uncanny valley territory if you manipulate it too much. You cannot do exaggeration, and that's why the comparison fails for animation on that front. Unless someone with a fundamental understanding uses AI as a tool, the output will be ultimately slop. The less people understand fundamentals, the more slop there will be. Eventually, a renaissance will happen where people will go back to pencil to understand. On top of that, you're at the mercy of whose art is fed into it, and I believe AI will be useful for artists. I don't know about that. In a perfect world, models will contain art made by the person using it, not scraping someone else's data. So this will once again be limited for people with zero understanding of art or the ability to make something original. People thinking feeding AI gens back into the AI can solve this. Then it will eventually turn into the same filth everyone else can make, losing its interesting spark. If people have to rely on someone else's work to make their own, they're going to get stuck in a pitfall, and even fewer people will want to consume things made by others. Everyone can get the same outputs. Novelty will wear off. So, is the right one better? Sure, if we follow your line of thought, but for how long? Oh my god. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Idiot. He disagrees and he goes, AI is already changing, that you will be able to manipulate more complex styles and get away with... He doesn't understand the problem. He doesn't understand the problem or the solution. He just doesn't understand. There's a reason why there's CGI and stuff. But since he's a fool, we're going to go into this little video that he posted where he was talking to somebody. But he just did this like an hour ago. He goes, if you don't draw with a pencil and paper, you're not a real artist. I'm an enlightened purist and only ever draw with pencil and paper. So I guess I'm more of an artist than those who cheat with drawing tablets and drawing programs. Automatic undo? No. Use pencil and eraser, you lazy non-artist. He's trying to draw dimes, but look at this. Look at this. 136, probably his followers. 11 retweets. Pathetic. I want to see it. Well, I also commented here. I said, we all know you're salty since you're the Genetti. And then people just are all agreeing with him in the comments, which is, I don't know, except for one person. Are you just going to ignore the fact that in order for AI art to work, it has to steal the artwork of thousands of real artists? And I was like, nah, he ain't going to do that. He goes, he is. His entire shtick is just pretending that he doesn't see the difference of opinions, while also making sure to reply within 15 seconds to thank anyone agreeing with him. Alright, just for now, I'm going to put my character on this side. Alright, I have to put this over here for the time being so we can listen to what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna put this on a faster speed because we ain't watched this at 1 time, so we're not doing that. We're doing it at 1.7. Sorry, you can't do 1.7. You know what, I'll do it 1.5. I feel like that's fair, right? Alright, I don't know who this guy is, this guy over here, but apparently he's an artist.
Looking at the character design specifically, if you break it down to the characters...
Hold on.
Looking at the character design specifically, if you break it down to the characters...
Don't go there.
Uh-oh.
Go there. Is one of the greatest animators.
Animators, I agree. This is
literally an animation versus a still frame.
See, I'm not like, I even said the animation is quality. The animation is great. I'm talking about...
See, he's trying to get around it by saying that, like, the animation is great, and he's not talking about that. He's talking about a still frame, and he's trying to compare this ugly-ass AI slop to this, because he wants to fuck it.
The art style. Flat. Looking at the character design specifically. But it was so funny because people get so triggered, they miss the very clear argument I made.
No one missed the argument. Your argument's just fucking stupid. Just stupid.
That was very clear. It's like, the base art style itself, I think is plain and uninspired.
You know what I think is uninspired? That goofy-ass shit that you keep posting with them ugly-ass characters generated by AI, and then you generate them so much that it looks nothing like the original piece. So how about that? That shit is completely uninspired. Anyone, I could draw that and generate that and get the same exact fucking output, bro.
It was more innovative and inspired a lot more people and a lot more artistic kind of expressions beyond that, okay? I actually think the Miyazaki...
Which Disney art style? Disney didn't just have one art style.
Well, it really became innovative with...
With
Sleeping Beauty, where they started to exaggerate. The first one where they started to get the classic Disney look was Sleeping Beauty. Massively innovative, where you can look at some of the designs and they still hold up. And it was stylized, and that's what I would consider quite inspired. And then you get more...
He says that that's quite inspired. But those designs were really simple too. They weren't hyper realist, and they were definitely not this shit that he's talking about.
Classic Disney style, like Little Mermaid, specifically with how the eyes look and things. Yeah, I think that is way superior.
He just has an opinion. He has an opinion. It's not fact.
And I'm talking about the art style, the actual look of the characters here. Okay, I think the Ghibli style has certain limitations, and honestly looks...
Limitations. That's the thing, is that there's no limitations because it can be animated in extreme detail. Have you guys seen how fucking fast those characters run when they're fucking running and moving? And you can't do that if you have super complex designs.
Like one of the things that Ghibli struggles with is, I think, a certain level of cuteness and expression. I think you could do ugly really well.
Oh, right there. I said it before. See, the thing is, when people are doing the Ghibli AI art trend shit, right? So when they're doing that, it's technically taking from 60s and 70s anime, because that's the look, right? Because when it comes to the Ghibli art style, it is very highly stylized with certain types of characters, which is like animals and people that are middle-aged and older. It starts to get very complex looking. Like, I would say that a character that's like Princess Mononoke versus a character like the old woman in Howl, where she's got like layers of wrinkles, and then she's also overweight, and then she's got like all this skin moving around. That's a very detailed design and very detailed to be animated.
The thing that makes Ghibli genuinely brilliant is how they animate. The animation is just fluid, flawless, how it's integrated with the backgrounds. And I've complimented Ghibli in this post, right? At no point did I ever say I hate Ghibli. I said the art style is plain and uninspired.
He's uninspired. He doesn't know shit. He's just doing this to be a contrarian so he can try to draw dimes.
And that's really uninspired. You can say it's plain, but it's animation. They need to crank these things out. But
well, that's not an issue. I think there are animation styles that are more detailed, absolutely. Uninspired is a more subjective thing, but I'm entitled to myself. I don't think it was particularly, innovative or groundbreaking. And that to me, that means it's.
It doesn't need to be innovative or groundbreaking detail art to be fucking good. That's the problem with him, is that he only sees this as good. He doesn't see anything else as. How is he even complimenting this when he thinks this is the only thing that can be good? He needs to shut the fuck up.
It's fine. That's it. But at no point did I ever say I dislike it. I think it's plain. I think it's adequate.
Girl, wife, Shad's wife. Put him away. Wherever you put him away at night, keep him there. Put him away.
But nothing special. And that's why all the...
It's nothing special. That's the thing, is that it is special. That's the point, is that this is like something like... The style has like slightly changed, just slightly changed since like 60s and 70s. And it's kept its style, even though styles have actually changed in anime. And I'll put one up here on the screen for you where someone did examples from 60s all the way to the 2000s. There's been so many styles, but Ghibli has basically almost remained the same the entire time. All right.
Ghibli kind of AI memes. When I was seeing them all, I was like, yeah, the Ghibli style really is plain.
You know what? That's because it's fucking AI, bro. It's homogenized. And once something becomes homogenized, it's not special. Like, they took away all the quirky parts of the Studio Ghibli art style.
There's nothing special about it. The thing that set people off is comparing it to...
I love that his friend is like, I don't like this. Did he do that thing? I feel like West Side Tyler. Did he do that thing where he gets this dude that comes up here and agrees with him or slightly disagrees with him so that he can just talk to himself and talk about how great his opinion is? So that's what it feels like.
AI, because all the haters, they will never acknowledge that AI has any merit.
It doesn't have merit. It's like a predictor organizer. You're telling me that the predictor organizer is better than humans? Shut the fuck up. That's like saying Clippy could replace your therapist. It looks like you're having a breakdown. Would you like help with that? Like, bro, please.
I think to a very objective person, if you're just going to compare the art styles, the old Miyazaki art style to that one, I think it's pretty clear that one image is in terms of overall quality and appeal. It's just the nostalgia people have for Miyazaki, which gets them really defensive, and the hate for AI art.
Well, people love his style. That's the thing. You're crapping on something that's a subjective opinion.
But his style is anything.
Right, because it's like...
To a very objective person, if you're just going to compare the art styles, the old Miyazaki art style to that one, I think it's pretty clear that one image is superior in terms of overall quality and appeal.
Wrong.
It's just the nostalgia people have for Miyazaki, which gets them really defensive, and the hate for AI art.
It's not really... The thing is it's a combination of things. I would say that the top thing with this Studio Ghibli trend is the disrespect to Miyazaki as an artist and as an animator and as a storyteller. I think that that's the problem that I have with it. Other than the AI, I would say the disrespect of Miyazaki comes up at the top, knowing that he hates it, but you're doing it anyway, followed by it being AI art, followed by people being AI bros.
Well, people love his style. That's the thing. You're crapping on something that's a subjective opinion.
But his style isn't anything special. There are so many other animation studios that have very close, equivalent-looking styles.
No, there's not. There's not a single studio that has a similar looking art style. Maybe the one that does Ranma 1/2, but even then, it's very modernized. It still looks like Inuyasha stuff.
And they don't get praised because they...
And they do get praised, like Attack on Titan. Those designs were almost all the same. I'm not talking about the Titans. I'm talking about the outfits. The outfits were mostly all the same, very simplistic, and that show was well animated.
They have a art style that looks so...
Right, because it's like more like anime style, but you're seeing anime styles, you're putting it in the hands of a master storyteller.
Exactly, because Ghibli has its legacy and prestige because of the stories and execution, the quality of animation, not the art style.
That's not true, though. It has it with the... everything goes together. It's all together. Disney is Disney because, like, when you think of Disney, you think of Ariel. The art style also matters in the storytelling. Like, I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but I don't know if any of you have seen Inuo. Inuo is very, like, Tatami Galaxy. It's very, like, high art, high concept. You know, I really loved it. I would suggest everyone watch it, but I know that it would not be for everyone, not only because of the art style, but because of the story. But they go together. I think that it meshes well. And he doesn't... There's a disconnect, but he is not the connoisseur that he thinks that he is.
The art style, all these other animation studios that have near equivalent art styles would be just as successful and beloved. I think that proves my point. I think there's an objective, actual truth that I'm talking.
No, there's no objective truth here. It's just his opinion.
To an extent, but I mean, a lot of anime. I mean, there's not just anime style, but a lot of anime. They use the same directors, they use the same illustrators, they use the same general's art style, just with different character designs across the board. Miyazaki has his own particular studio, with their own particular artists and whatnot.
Yeah, I wonder what people think when they hear some about Miyazaki's other stances.
Well, we're going to skip this actually a little bit.
And I've heard other things where he seems like a pretty judgmental, snobby guy, honestly. It's not to say the quality that he produces.
Did you ever notice that, like, when Shad doesn't like something, he cannot admit how great it is and how admit the creator it is? He has to talk about it like a dog first, and then he'll admit that it was maybe good.
Good, all right. And I think I love Studio Ghibli animations, not for the art style though.
You know what? I bet he's never even fucking watched one. He didn't even mention a single one. When he says I love it for the animation. Which one did you watch? Piece of shit.
But yeah, it's triggered so many people.
It's triggering people because it's fucking stupid.
What's interesting is that it's kind of been a bit of a springboard to...
I love how his friend... Hold on. Let me move this over so you guys can see his friend. Look at his friend. Literally. See his friend right here. This guy got asked to come on and do this little, like, vent session with him because he's mad. This guy is totally working on his art right now, and Shadiversity is a second thought. Don't tell me all of us have not fucking done exactly this. You don't get on camera, you get on voice with someone and they're fucking talking to you like this. They want to talk their fucking ear off. And you're like, oh my god, you know what I could do right now? I could really just draw some shit while my friend is talking to me. And you might not care about what this friend is talking about, but they're about to yap for like an hour. You're like, I got an hour to draw. That's what he's doing. This dude's literally working on the iPad right now. He's drawing.
Debunk some issues or falsehoods they are, because following up on that tweet, right, I shared a new time-lapse of how I make my AI art, and that has had real strong positive reception. And the reaction to the...
Is he looking at a reference?
Time-lapse is really, really positive, because it's showing that
Look,
AI...
now he's going to pay attention because he has to.
And everyone's like, pick up a pencil. I'm like, guys, I've drawn most of my whole life. And so it debunks that whole thing that artists, or I'm not an artist, because that's one of the things.
No.
I'm an artist, and I'm an artist.
Yap. He's yapping.
Those standards. What's funny is...
Wait. You can't even see the guy's art.
The best in the world in what you do. You've got this great pedigree of work. That's like, I am nothing special. But what's fun, critics attacking me, which are like about equivalent to my not an artist and all this stuff. But it's like,
not gonna lie, it is a little bit funny.
But this one has done really...
Okay, it is a little bit funny that Shad has his friend who's just listening to him yap while he actually draws. I don't know why he brought this friend on. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little bit silly. This is a little bit ironic to me.
Well, because it's showing that, look, I actually love...
Oh, it's kind of funny because it's like, yes, the AI artist explaining art to someone who's actually making it. I don't know, guys.
I'm integrating traditional artistic methods with AI art to enhance and get
AI assisted.
Yep, AI assisted artwork. You know the previous AI controversy that happened, I don't know, a year or so ago, where this is like World War II. But this is like not.
It's like World War II, brother.
Things I was trying to get people to understand is like, no. Like, there's a thing called AI assisted art, right? Mm-hmm. You wouldn't call it AI art; it's AI assisted. And
AI assisted art. I would not call what you do AI assisted art, because by the time what's left is no longer your work. It just has the pose. Everything you change, everything on it is different. It looks nothing like what you originally had envisioned, and it has a very generic background.
I was really understanding that. And so I was like, fine, if you just want to call it AI art, I'll call it AI art. Dad, you can't really call this AI art. This is more like AI assistant art. I'm like, it's just what I've been saying for years, but okay, fuck. I've had rather say. This one has been like a nothing burger to me, because when I saw the dogpiling starting with that tweet, it's all the same type of people and crowd that tried to dogpile and destroy me before. And
well, yeah, it's like, yeah, because you're talking about the same shit, dumbass. Talking about the same shit.
Triggered a lot of people, and I had, people trying to make videos lying about me, trying to claim these disingenuous things that I'm insecure and
you are insecure. You're very insecure. You are the Genetti. You're insecure because you're the Genetti. Like, your brother's an art god, and you try to get dimes by fucking acting up on the internet and saying hot things to get people to come to you, and then you'll bitch about why your channel is dying. Your channel is dying because you're being shitty. When you say shitty things and then you be shitty, there's a reason why your YouTube channel is not doing so hot.
I try to pretend that my art is better than traditional art. Take me out of context, because I think an artist like Mike, right? If I produced an AI image that was about quick quality in line work to your handmade
dude's like, I'm busy right now. You can just keep talking.
Stuff. I think your handmade stuff is superior because it's handmade and made by, I guess, traditional methods. All right, and I value handmade stuff. So people try to say that I'm trying to say I'm a better artist than traditional. That's a lie. I never said that. What I will say though, I personally do value great-looking AI art better than crappy-looking traditional art.
And you know what I value? I value his ass not having an opinion about this, because he doesn't know anything. He knows Shad Brooks. Listen, we know that you really want to be like your brother. And I know, listen, as an older sibling, I get it. It sucks having your younger sibling be more successful than you. But maybe you should focus on the things that you're good at and try to be more likable. Because you're likable to people who are very small niche of type of people. You put your politics into everything, which is a mistake. It's okay to talk about politics now and then, but you made it part of your content, which was such a mistake. Like, oh, sir, girl, put him away. Put him away.
Because I value the end result in quality. But I have
when he says the end result in quality, he has no idea what that fucking means. Did you guys notice that? Every time he brings up quality, I think he's just looking at the face of the character, and then he doesn't look at the rest of the details because the details don't matter to him, and then he says that there's more quality because there's more to look at.
I think there is value and merit in traditional means. I think something is more impressive if it's made through harder kind of or more difficult methods, that as long as it's not inefficient, because we have like modern where they do say some retarded things to try and make art and it's garbage out and no. For instance, like Mike, you draw an incredible image, beautiful image. I think that's great. If someone made that same character out of stone and chiseled the whole thing and spent like months on it, I would value the statue more than your image, even though it's depicting the same thing. Because
okay, so then by this logic, his AI assisted work is worth nothing.
One took so much more effort, right? Sure. And so I think effort actually does play a part in the quality of something, as long as the end result is
if the end result and the effort is there, then yes, it has value. But if your effort is to press a button over and over and over and over and over, that is not effort. That is wasting time.
Good quality. Because if that same person spent months on a crappy looking statue, I don't care how much time I put into it, it's a crappy statue. I value Mike's drawing more. And if Mike spent hours drawing, he doesn't because he's a great artist, but if you drew a crappy looking image, I value the AI image that looks better. Like it's a simple measure of, quality in my mind. And I don't think that's controversial or me trying to say I'm this remarkable artist.
Oh, okay. Well, that's that. Before I go, I just kind of wanted to look at the quote retweets because I know that they're good. Because he's always getting ratioed. Found this AI bootlicker has a brother who loves doing art and regularly posts tutorials to help people improve and accomplish. Literally good twin, evil twin complex. Ooh, I want to see the comments on this one. Let's see. Oh my god. Tell me you have a surface level understanding of Shad without saying you have a surface level understanding of Shad. Oh no. Map effects. I buy your brushes. Be quiet. Oh no. Oh no. His brother.
Look at... Oh, man! That looks awesome. Like,
very good. Yeah, because I know the potential, but I haven't had the opportunity to really sink my teeth into it and learn it to show it well. You're a writer as well, but
I'm into technology all my life. I've always made up.
Oh, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna play that because I know that he cut this in a way that's gonna make Jazza look bad. I know. I want to see. Let's see. Why are you working overtime to ruin your brother's... Ooh, right there. Oof. Ooh. Ooh. Man is on here 24/7. If you dare whisper his name, he shows up. Oh, look at this. Did you ever think he was just being a good brother and trying not to offend you, like when a child sings horribly and you lie to them on the spot to keep them happy and tell them what they hear, tell them that they have a voice of an angel? Dude, he looks like he's just doing this to appease you. I mean, he's coping with the fact that he sucks at art and his brother is a great artist that made a living from it. Wait, really? But Jazza seems like a good person. Were they raised by different people? Well, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting into that. Well, wrapping up today's video. What did you guys think? I think that Shad will never go back to being like his normal content and not trying to get people to come to him and start fights with him. Like, the thing is he doesn't understand that he's not like a Sam Hyde, where like Sam Hyde is like funny in an eccentric way, so people want to go see what he's doing because he's just doing weird shit all the time. And he's not like old Elon, where old Elon was like, I'm gonna put an anime flag on the moon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Shad's trying to like bring an audience to him, like of people who want to be like him and that will watch his content. But the thing is like he's getting these people who don't really like him. They just like the opinion in the moment, and they're like kind of crazy people in the first place. Like, do you want AI bros to be a part of your content watchers? Why would you want that? I just don't understand that. That just blows my mind. And I also wanted to mention that I'm going to start doing something on my channel where this is just kind of before I do my closing thing. As you guys know, I really enjoy helping other artists promote their projects, especially if their projects are coming to completion soon. So I'm going to start doing a second video during the week, depending on my other videos that I have, where I'm going to uplift a person. I'm going to be putting out a lookbook that I go over and I'll talk about their project and where you can support their project, because I feel like now that I have kind of an audience, I feel like it's almost like I should be doing something with it to maybe promote artists that follow me that are, you know, great too. And if you guys are interested in doing that, I feel like you can come to reach me on any of my socials, but I would prefer if it's something that is close to completion, something that people can look at, and something that I can make a video on. The video has to at least be able to cover 8 minutes of content. So I want to have something to look at, a document of some sort, and you can send it to my business email or you can reach me out on one of my socials. I don't look at my business email every day, but I check my socials every day. So that might be a better place for that. And on top of that, if you guys want to support the channel, please head over to my Patreon. I have different tiers set up for different things. I put my high-res quality art on there. I put a lot of stuff that is Patreon only. Like, I was thinking about putting some tutorials on there, like tutorial videos and stuff with my light novel, stuff in preparation for it. It goes on there. I also blog a little bit on there. I also take commissions on VGen. I'm desperately trying to get verified on there. I do $12 line art flats, and I do a world building critique for one part of your world. So if you'd like to do that, I would really appreciate it. And if you like this video, I know this is a little bit different than my other videos because I'm just kind of fucking around and being silly, but if this is like your kind of thing, feel free to subscribe to me, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.